Welcome to a brand new episode of Snobcast. I'm very, very excited for this episode.
This is really, it's a really great day.
You can hear the smile on my face.
I can hear the smile on your face for sure.
Chef Tom, you doing well?
I'm doing great.
Great. We don't have time for that. Hype man Steve,
Thumbs up.
you doing well? Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve's excited too.
I'm very excited.
Yeah. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, from the hardest working band on the planet, I think, in my opinion, personally, and a Montreal band, which is even cooler.
Which is even cooler, honestly.
Shout out.
Please welcome from the Brooks, Alan Prater.
Woo! Smaller crowd than what you're used to, but this is what it is.
Yeah. Alan, first of all, thank you so much for taking the time with for us. I mean, we're very honored to have you on the show, and you're so cool because we've seen you so many times on stage, but now to be talking to you, it's just like
I don't even understand how
cool.
this works. Yeah, it's really cool. This is my first time.
That's crazy, man. It's my first time too.
Alan and I have met before at shows, but also I've interviewed him for other things, and he's super cool. But I first of all, I want to congratulate you on this brand new album, Any Day Now, which is
Thanks, brother.
incredible.
Oh my god,
Yes.
it's such an incredible album. I love it.
Yeah, I think we've been playing it pretty heavy lately.
Yeah.
So.
We've been playing it heavily. It sounds so good. And the production that took place on that album, we'll talk about it in a bit. But A1,
Nice.
Yeah.
I listened to it the day it came out, and then I ordered the vinyl. When the vinyl came in, I played it at my house, and I was like in another world, right?
It was a purple vinyl too, right?
No, it was
Nice.
yellow.
Yellow,
vinyl.
that's it.
Oh, that's sick.
You got a
Yeah.
yellow one?
Yeah, I got a
Nice.
yellow one. But I mean, so I mean, how you feeling? I know the reaction's positive for the album.
Oh man, it's been so cool, man. It's been surprisingly, we hoping for a lot of reactions, so we looking for the biggest thing we can get. But it's been surprising, man. People all over the world, man, been reaching out, man, and been asking for interviews and giving us love, man, everywhere. I mean, it's been incredible, man. It really has been. It's surprisingly incredible. Really thankful, we're grateful for it.
I saw somebody reviewed the album from Mexico or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Cool.
But you
Yeah.
guys did tour out there, right? At one point.
Yeah, our last tour before before we started recording the album our last tour date was Mexico. Before we came back home, we was touring Europe the whole time, and we ended the tour in Mexico and came home and started the album immediately. So yeah, we took Mexico.
Wow. So was the album recorded? I gotta ask, was it recorded during the pandemic, or was it a bit before, a bit during?
No, actually, it was recorded and finished before the pandemic hit, before George Floyd, before all
Okay.
that hit. We had the record already finished and in the can.
Okay.
Wow.
And,
So you just kind of waited it out.
yes. We had to wait it out, man, to release it, man. It was being mixed, being mastered, art was being done, everything was done. As soon as it finished, everything was done, all this broke loose.
Yeah.
And it's almost like mixed emotion because, we want to, would have loved to have to include a song or two on that, to talk about these things going on with the election,
Oh yeah.
pandemic, Black Lives Matter, and all that kind of thing,
Yeah.
But just happened, it didn't happen that way, but we're here now.
Yeah, you're here now, and again, you pulled out a beautiful piece of music.
Yeah.
Look, there's so many things we could talk about, but the album itself, I find, there's so many different influences on the album. For example, the single "Turn Up the Sound." For me, it sounds as if something Prince would have put out in the early 2000s,
Okay.
And
Okay, that's cool.
And I'm because at one point Prince went through that, he was always funky, but he did that whole funk, Everlasting Now and all that stuff, and it kind of sounds that, and but there's also influences of Sly and the Family Stone and so many different artists. Were you guys specifically listening to because you guys listen to a bunch of different things collectively, but were you listening to something specific while like recording this album?
Well, actually, all those influences you just mentioned, man, it's very true. The group period. It's like those some of the favorite artists that we listen to. You know, we always the group itself, man. When I first met them, they was listening to stuff by the Meters, man, Slide and Family Stone, Prince, James Brown, you name it. They were into that, and I was into that. So that's how it came across. And for this record here, we really want to tap into these slide kind of things, James Brown along with Isaac Hayes.
Yeah.
You know, that's we see a lot of orchestration on the record, you know, too. We did a lot of that, pull in a big orchestra and did the whole nine with that.
Oh, sounds so good.
Those influences in. Yeah.
There was an orchestra in that.
It's coming through.
There was an orchestra in that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. The opening track is like beautiful.
Yeah. Oh my God, that opening track was like getting teleported straight through space. It was insane.
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that, Tom, because actually, Alan, I wanted to ask. There's a whole, like, even beyond sounding different from I find your other albums, this album has a whole kind of like space sci-fi type feel and sound to it that comes in throughout the whole album. And like, what could you tell us? Where did that come from? How did it come to be? And how did you decide to implement it?
See, that's cool, man, because we trying to do, just create scenes, man.
Yeah.
You know, scenes. You know, when you hear the music, you start seeing the movie. You can see the scene. Like everything we got on here is like. I say it all the time. They're true stories. I write from true experiences. Or true stories or somebody's experience, you know. And we try to get that in what actually in to get that mood and make you feel those things, see those things. Like you say, you see those, you visualize.
Yeah.
So that was.
Yeah, it's very.
To do that, you know?
Yeah, it was very cinematic. This album. I mean, it took you on this whole kind of cosmic journey. Yeah,
nice word.
Yeah.
Cosmic.
Nice word.
Yeah, cosmic. That's the word.
Cosmic. No, yeah. I like that one even better.
And so you say you write from personal experience, and is it a collective writing process, or is it just are you the main songwriter? How do you guys work that out?
Well, it's a collaborative effort, man. I have a great bit of the lyric and melodies and stuff, you know, and some horn arrangements also. But we get together, man, and jam, man, and just come up with some grooves that we like, you know, and then we pull them apart, man, and just start working at them, man. And like I said, I do most of the lyrical stuff, and me and another partner, the guitar player, Philip.
Yeah.
And like I say, it comes about like that, man. Just grooving, man, and having fun and see what happens, you know. Like the old school days, you know, we just jam, come up with stuff, man. That's so cool.
I would love to be like in that room while you guys are just, you know, for lack of a better term, like shooting the shit, and you're just like, you know, okay, I want this, no, I want this, you know, like.
Yeah, it can get crazy stuff, and it's so crazy because especially when it's time, like we write the stuff and it comes off very easy, but then we kind of after you write the song, then you have to produce the song.
Yeah.
And in the studio with 8, and we record everything live to tape. You know, we don't.
Oh.
When you get to the computer, that's the last stage for us. You know, it's like all the bands come in at the same time and record. Boom, like we did in those days. You turn it off and just let the tape run and record what you have. Then you fix it. You fix everything else later.
It sounds like I'm glad you said that because it does sound like live. Like it sounds like you guys are just all playing at the same time in the studio and it kind of sounds like when you. Truly. It kind of sounds like when we see you live, like you know, like
exactly. Exactly. The way Sly did it, the way James did it, when Fire did it, the way, you know, higher players.
Yeah, I listened to the album at least, you know, like ever since it came out, like twice a week, and I mean, I'm always like I cannot wait to hear these songs live.
Oh yeah,
just blow my face off.
Cool, man.
Yeah, like we've seen you. We've seen you a few times, Alan, and I mean to see the Brooks live is like really it takes you to a time.
Oh
where,
my god!
Yeah. Where I mean, real talent shown through.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
oh man, that's wonderful. Appreciate it.
There's something about a band like that. There's something about like having the way like the arrangement of everybody on stage, the energy on stage, the music coming out. It's one of those live experiences that it's like you could go to a rock concert and like you feel it fine and you headbang, but when you're in that room, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm hearing this amazing. Like,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
sounds
yeah.
so amazing.
Yeah.
Just the musicianship,
man,
the quality
cool.
of it.
Yeah, I'm very so I can't wait to see you guys back at the Saisons and all those places that
my
just you know, like I said, blow my face off.
That's what it all started from there.
Yeah,
It all started right there.
yes.
The roots. Yeah.
So I'm glad you said that. So that bar, which is pretty much, for people that don't know it, Saisons on Saint Denis, it's in the basement. It's like a hole in the wall, pretty much. So that's where you guys formed the Brooks.
Yeah, well, like I said, the boys, they were together before me. They was an instrumental band,
Yeah.
three musicians, and how it happened, man. I came to do a show that they were performing there. They got a gig there, a residency there, and I didn't know me. I just knew one of the guys there, and they invited me to come do a show there. So I accepted and sent my songs to them and everything. And first time I met them was the night of the gig. I came in, man, and they started playing the first couple of songs without me, and it was like, whoa, man, these dudes, man. Wait a minute, you know. This too good to pass up, man. So, you know, we go from there, man. They showed me this stuff. It was so crazy, man, because I tell the story a lot, man, but they were already recording their instrumental album. And they are sitting down to New York, the boys who did the boys out of Brooklyn, the studio out of Brooklyn with Sharon Jones and Charles Brad, Dap Kings.
Dap Kings, yeah.
Dap Kings.
Wow.
Yeah, so they were their engineer was mixing their instrumental stuff. And when they showed it to me after the gig, man, I brought it home and started writing lyrics to some of the stuff they had, you know, and sending it to them. And long story short, man, they just stopped the record and said, "Oh, look, we need to put some vocals on this stuff," and so we did, and that's how I started the first album, Adult Entertainment. Like that.
Yeah, actually, the first time I ever saw you guys perform live was for when you opened for Kool and the Gang at Place des Arts. And I was I took my mom to the show because she's because we're both, you know, she introduced me to Kool and the Gang, and it's like our thing. But we didn't know there was going to be an opener. And you guys walk on stage. No, the band walks on stage. You walk on a bit after the first intro, right? Because that's like your thing, which is so badass. And then you come on, and this band is playing. I'm in the second row of Place des Arts, and I literally feel something happening internally, and I'm like, what is this feeling that I have? I just remember after your set, like, you got like a standing ovation, I think, and because I was on my feet, I didn't give a shit about anyone else, and I was like, I remember looking at my mom and saying I had never heard anything like that. And then I Googled you guys, and, like, you know, the band was from Montreal and everything. I said, what the hell did I just witness? And it was just, from then on, I just, like, it was like a following. Wherever you guys were, it was like, I took all my friends, I took my family, like, you have to see this band, you have to see this band. And it's just been
yeah, well, you took us.
I took you guys, yeah.
When they played at L'Astral. Was it L'Astral?
That was for one of their album launches,
no.
For that one.
The first time I saw the Brooks was at Jason's in the basement, and that was what a fucking show that was.
Yeah.
Sorry, Alan, but wow, that was.
It was the Prince tribute.
Yes. Yeah, that was great.
But just
dope,
just to say, like, I'm sorry, we're fangirling a bit.
Me too, man.
Alan, you have a very interesting history, and I'd like to mention it here on Snobcast, because you're not from Montreal.
No,
you're from Florida. Yeah, Jacksonville, Florida. Which and I mean, but you've always been a musician. You've played like trombone and was it piano, I think, or was it just?
Pardon?
Did you play keys as well?
I play a few. I got
Okay.
all kind of instruments up in here, man. It's like keyboards up in here, man. Horns, pianos, all kind of stuff around here. Drum machines, and all kind of stuff, guitars.
But I mean, Tom, my friend here, Tom, wanted to ask you the question. I mean, you can go ahead and ask him the question about Michael.
Yeah.
About Michael. No, that's.
I don't want to steal the
About
thunder.
About how first of all, how was it playing with Michael Jackson? Like, that must have just being around Michael, I feel, is like
You're such raw and
Who
talent.
told you that story? Who told you that, man?
You told me.
No, man. Seriously, man. That's the most amazing time being around this cat, man. Wow. I don't like talking about this thing too much, man. This is the memories are so crazy, man. Because this cat is so special, man. So special. Him and his brothers, so family, man. He's such special people, man. How warm and kind and talented they are.
Mhm.
It's like you witnessing something that you never see again, you know. And I spent just about 5 years, 2 tours with them, and every day, man, it's like you around. We use the word legend a lot sometimes, but this is greater than legend. This is something that's beyond the planet, man. This cat, you know.
that
I'm
must have
not
been
saying
such
he's
an
not
amazing
human or anything
time.
like that, but it's his whole persona is just incredible, incredible.
Were you
Just being blessed to be around it.
were you strictly with the band like touring with him, or was it also like in studio, like recording with
We
him?
did we didn't do any recording. We did one recording in studio.
Okay.
Um, but I did mostly just tours, and we did a live recording. Last tour we did of the whole tour, and that was the live recording. But mostly on tours, being on stage and sound checking
Oh
at the
my
house,
God.
at the family,
I
hanging out in the pool, you know, laughing all the time.
see that's
In
what's
hotels,
that's what's
crazy
crazy
stuff.
about it, is that you have that energy from being on stage with him, being, you know, like
Mm.
that for it must be absolutely insane from
Oh, yeah.
from everything
Oh,
I've ever watched Michael Jackson live. It must be absolutely insane to be on stage during that. But at the same time, you can
Yeah,
also
man.
say like, oh yeah, we also hung out like by the pool, which is on another level by itself.
See, this will make this dude so amazing, man. He's such a big icon, man, and like untouchable, like, you know,
Mhm.
unapproachable. You
Yeah.
think, but totally opposite when you're in the realm, man. He would come like I'd be in my hotel room at the end of the night, and somebody knocking on the door, man. It's him, you know. What you doing, Funk? What you doing? And you come in here and you sit and talk, man, for hours. So long. We talk so long sometimes till security comes and say, Mike, you got to get up in the morning to, you know, da da da. We just be talking about all kind of crazy stuff, man. But this dude, man, I can tell you million stories. This dude, like, kind this dude, how kind he was to me and my family, man. It's just incredible stuff he would do.
Well, what
In
years?
the,
Sorry, go ahead.
what years?
Yeah.
That was in, I think it was 1980 to 1984.
Oh my God, it was like it was prime time.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was prime time. It was the time when Off the Wall came out
Oh.
and Thriller was coming. Billie Jean was just being written, you know,
Oh
because
my
I mean, we both
God.
in rehearsal with that one day.
Wow.
So it was prime time. He just beginning to go solo. It was crazy. It was beautiful time to be around.
Dude, I have goosebumps. It's
Yeah.
nuts.
Oh my god.
I didn't think I'd ever be talking to somebody that was there. You know what I mean? Like this is like another experience.
No, because it's like for us, it's like a time that, like, you know, we listen to the music today. It's timeless and all that, and it's kind of like holy shit, that actually happened. Like, you know,
yeah.
It's a crazy time, and
Yeah.
for you, like, so like, I'm curious to know, like, why the move? Like, did you always live in Florida and then Montreal, or did you move like in between? Like, what line did you hear of all places?
Well, yeah. Like I said, when I was touring with your brothers, we came through one time. And we saw Montreal one night,
Yeah,
in Toronto the next night, and we're gone. But between tours, like, you know, I was touring with them and touring with Cameo, and I was between Cameo gigs, I would get my band and come up to Montreal and come up and tour Canada with my band, Transit, and we would tour all over Quebec and Ontario, and so I got a chance to see Montreal a lot more. You know, we used to play this club Checkers back in the day, and we toured like that, and afterwards I was kind of fed up with the States, and I was moving to London.
Mm.
And I stopped in Montreal to visit a buddy of mine who was also on the tours with me. He moved to the Montreal, and I stayed with him for a week and couldn't leave.
That's very brave, considering the amount of snow we get here. That's a very brave decision.
Man, you know what, man? It is that everybody says brave, man, but to me, man, it's like it was not. It was nothing conscious about it. It was just I love this city where it felt like I should be here.
Yeah.
And then the winter came. It's like, okay, well, I don't work outside, so it's no problem.
Was there any
whatever,
was there anything specific about the city where you're like, no, that really called to you, or is it just kind of a mix of everything?
Yeah, actually, that's a good question. Actually, it was, and it still is today. Just the energy of being in a foreign country.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like walking down. What attracted me was St. Denis Street back at that time, and you walk down the block, man, and you hear English, French, some African dialect, Jamaican, accent and patois. You hear all these different languages, man. You in one block you can find the whole world,
Yeah.
And that kind of like blew my mind, man.
Wow,
Walking
that's
down Catherine Street,
that's so
Catherine
deep.
Street, and that was like, man, coming from where I come from, from Jacksonville, Florida, man. Even touring, I see everything, I see a lot of things, but to be in a city, man, I can see all these languages and stuff like that. That was just that's what kept me about going to Europe. But get it right here in Montreal, and 4-hour flight back home to Jacksonville.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
That's just crazy to me. Montreal is a magical city to me, man. And we just couldn't leave. No way possible.
That's amazing.
They tried to throw me out one time.
But the funk kept you here.
I love this city, man. I love this city, man. You guys got a great city. Really.
I'm curious to know. There's so many musical genres nowadays, and I mean, I'm a huge funk and soul lover. I grew up listening to that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what is it like for you guys to be a funk band in 2020?
Be a funk band where?
In 2020.
Or in 2020? Oh man, it's cool to say because it's not many around,
No.
It's not many around, man, and so it's cool, man, to be, among the minority. But man, but touring stuff like the last few tours we had, we found a lot of bands that's in the vein. Like we were out to we were in Germany, and you see some bands, and nothing from Germany, but the festivals that we played, Montreal Jazz Festival out in Switzerland. So you see bands, that was like I was funk bands. You don't find them many here in Montreal, but there's quite a few around on the planet that's keeping this thing alive, man. Bringing a new twist on it, So it feels good to be in position right now. It really does.
Yeah, I can't, honestly, like I said, I'm a huge, from the get-go, from the moment I saw you guys, I was like, I'm sold. Like, I'll follow this band wherever they go. Do you think that this is, the band for you? I know it's a tricky question to answer, but, do you think that this might be the band where, you know what, I see myself, 10 years and be like, this is it,
Yeah, well, that's what was so attractive in the beginning.
Yeah,
I was excuse me, to find guys, man, who would hear the music like I heard it, and here in Montreal, I mean, it was just like, okay, now I went with my wife, and I came home from the first night I saw them, and with them I was like, you don't believe what I just heard, what I just saw coming from these guys. It's like in Montreal, young guys and young French Canadian guys. It's like, nah, man, this is insane. But that's when I saw, that this was my place to be at the time, and that's what's so attractive about Montreal, man. You can find people like this, maybe underground, but there's so many talented people in Montreal. Man. It's incredible.
yeah,
it's freaking incredible, man. Creative people. And that energy, man, I would be crazy not to tap into that energy, because I needed it. I needed to get fed, and that was it. That was the meal for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Still is.
Alan, I mean, off the new album, Any Day Now, there's so many great tracks. What would you say yours is?
Uh, oh man, I don't know, man. Oh man, it could be. It depends on what day it is, and what time it is.
Okay, right
You
now,
know,
right now,
right now, drinking.
dude. That opening, that segue from the intro to drinking is just it's so funky.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Oh,
like
yeah.
yes, exactly what it is. For me, drinking stood out, and then I constantly loop "So Turned On" all the time.
Woo!
Yeah,
Nice.
because
Nice.
I like how your voice and Phil's voice go together for that now. Like I like that, you know. I like
That's
that.
my man. Yeah,
I
that's my man there. Yeah.
I actually I work in an operating room, and I'll walk around usually playing music on my phone, like for not for everybody to hear, but like I'll hear it, but people around me will hear it. And there's some doctors that like to listen to music while they operate, and one of them actually likes funk. So at one
Really?
point he walked by me and he's like, "Oh, like who's that?" And I was listening to Gameplay.
I was gonna mention Gameplay.
Yeah, I was listening to Gameplay, and he's like, "That's an incredible song." He's like, the next time I pass by and I'm hearing him like nailing someone's kneecap, and Gameplay's playing in the background, I'm like, "What's going on right now?"
What? Are you serious?
Yeah, I was like, "What's going on right now? This is I can't."
Wait a minute. I have to ask you this. What hospital is this?
it's
It's in the East End.
It's in the East End of Montreal. Doctor was just playing it, that I just hear the kneecap hammering, and I'm hearing the song, and I'm like, he's almost on beat though.
That's amazing. That's the most amazing thing I've heard, man.
And it's good.
I have to tell this story. I have to tell it to the boys.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You know what? I got to take a picture of you. I want to say these are the guys who told me this story. Man, you're nuts.
Take a picture. Take a picture. We'll post for it too.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. In the operating room, Gameplay. Oh my goodness.
You think I'm only out here?
Wow, that
It
was
might have been on the funk part and the funk part in the end.
Yeah. I was gonna mention the gameplay. First of all, I love how all the songs on the album are longer than usual because I love myself a good song, especially when it sounds really funky. But I love the tempo change in Gameplay. When it comes to that, like there's like 2.5 minutes left in the song, and it just you go there with your voice, you do that that crazy thing with your voice, and
that thing that
Say it
you
again.
do.
That what? That what? How you do it? Oh my god,
he actually has a killer falsetto.
but I love I love that part, and every time I hear it, I picture you. You're just I'm like, yeah, that's good. That's a funky ass track. That's a funky ass track.
Yeah, man.
But great album. Probably one of the best albums I've heard this year, honestly.
Yeah.
And I'm not just
praise. Thank you, man.
I'm not just saying that. I'm not, I'm very. My friends know I'm very serious with my music, and this is definitely an album that's up there.
It feels so timeless.
Appreciate it so much.
Yeah,
Man.
it's time.
Appreciate
I feel like this was like the album. Because like you guys had the other two albums before, Pain and Bliss and Adult Entertainment, and this is the album I think that people will always go back to, and be like, oh, remember when they made that masterpiece, Any Day Now, and you're like, yeah, that song, and
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's nice. That's nice.
There's a lot of things to take
very
from the
cool.
album because like I was saying before, it covers a lot of ground. It's not just kind of one track. Okay, it's all like this style. No, it encompasses a lot of different sound and themes and everything. So anybody could go back to it for any reason, and you could always find something for you. No matter who you are.
Oh, nice, man.
And it's fun. It's fun because the flow of the album changes not from song to song, but in the middle or like the first third of the song sounds one way, and then there's a totally different vibe, and it bleeds into like another song, and and then it just it gets flipped again.
That's the Brooks, man.
Hey, actually,
Things happen, man. You eat like you think you eating dinner, you eating rice and your quinoa and what you call them. You say, I want a piece of fish. Go and grab the fish, and it's the whole different taste, man. So that's who we are, man. We just turn pages, man. Give it thought out. That's why the song is mostly so long. Sometimes you're not into just doing things, man, traditional way. Like to make a record just so it can fit in a radio format. So you gotta have 3.5 minutes of it. So if you want 3.5 minutes of one of our songs, then you gotta do some editing and do some things and careful out to edits because you're gonna miss something. But we like to make the thought to be complete,
yeah,
So whatever the thought I'm having about a particular subject, it's hard sometimes to get it down in 3 minutes,
for sure.
So,
Especially with such talented musicians too. Everyone wants,
Yeah.
they're part of who wants a solo or who wants some extra horns,
They want to show what they could do.
Yeah,
all that, man. Let the music speak, man. Let it speak.
There's one thing I don't know about the band, and I'm gonna ask you now. Where did the name come from?
Again, from the guys, Alex actually,
Yeah.
the bass player, band leader. He came with this name because he was so in love. He was so in love with Brooklyn. He went to visit Brooklyn,
Oh, nice.
and he had this attraction with the Dakins. He had such an
okay.
attraction with them. So he was always go down there. That's why they were mixing their record down there. And he fell in love with Brooklyn, so he just started calling the four of them guys are called the Brooks, Brooklyn.
Amazing.
Simple as that.
That's really
It
cool.
was just
actually.
that, man.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So
That's
yeah.
great.
that's how we ran it.
I'm going to ask you one more question. Like I said, we're avid funk fans and avid soul and funk fans. Who can you recommend to us to add to our collection? That's we know the Earth, Wind and Fire and James Brown and all that. Who's someone that's super really deep that you're you know what, guys, you have no idea, you've never heard anything like this before in your life.
Oh man, I wish I was in my other room now. Going, it's my album collection. Oh man, some things that I could say with things that for me. It's the bands from the 70s and 80s. So I listen to a lot of stuff, man. And some things you may not know, like Mother's Finest.
Okay.
Mother's Finest is it's like a rock funk group, and the front person is a female.
Oh,
Joyce Kennedy, and she is crazy with it. Another group you may not know is New Birth.
Okay, New Birth, yes.
New Birth, yeah, I listen to a lot of them. Oh man, it's quite a few. But today, if you're talking about today, man, I listen to probably people you listen to do it D'Angelo,
Yeah.
Anderson .Paak. But for bands, for bands I listen to is always the classic, the Earth Winds, Higher Players. Higher Players, the full collection. I got all of that. I listen to that all the time, and I listen Earth, Wind and Fire, all the albums. I mean, from the very first album they got.
Yeah.
When I first moved to Montreal, when I came to Montreal, I had one album under my arm. When I came to Montreal, I had an album and a horn, and the album I had was Earth, Wind and Fire's very first album. I had that album, and that album is very rare. And the second album, I located that in Germany. No, it must have been in Paris. I ran across the second album. I didn't know it existed, and I was like, wow. Some bands, man, just bands in general. I like bands, but it's normally from people from the 70s side.
Yeah.
You know.
I didn't want to say it before, but you mentioned you toured with Cameo, and that's really cool. Because Steve and I here, we listen to "I'll Be With You" a lot, and I'm always like,
oh my god,
that's a song that the Brooks can probably cover in the basement of Des Zones, we
always said
Definitely.
with everything that's going on, who could play it better? The Brooks.
That
just
nail
it.
Oh,
nice,
nice, man.
for sure.
Nice, man.
That, and I'll never forget. No, go ahead.
No, see, that's the thing about the Brooks, man. You like the instrumentation. It's 8 of us. You're gonna see all of us. You're gonna see classic, bass, guitar, horn. You'll see everything, every instrumentation you need. you're gonna see it like that because that's where bands were back in the day.
Yeah.
You couldn't have a band without having horns. You can have a band without having these, synthesizers, sometimes two guitar players. And that's what we approach things, just like that, So that's the attraction to the Brooks, man. You're gonna get it just like you got it back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if there's one performance I'll never forget from you guys was again in the basement of Des Zones. It was like 12:30 at night,
It was.
and you guys were doing a medley of Ohio Players songs, and and I thought my brain had left my head, and I will never. I go to a lot of shows, Alan, and again, I'm not just saying this because you're here with us. I go to a lot of shows, but that is one moment from a live show that I will never forget in my life.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
That's cool, man.
So that's what made me. I knew about the Ohio Players, but that's what made me really get invested in the Ohio Players. I was like, I need to know more about this band. And then
that's what's about. That's what it's about, right there.
Yeah,
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We would do it. That place, Diaz Zones, man. It's so cool, man. Cause we go down there and we write songs and try them out down there, man. And we cover a few songs, man. But the covers that we played in the Diaz Zones was always some Earth, Wind and Fire, some classic Sly, Ohio Players, because it was just the things that we would do because it was just like things that who we are,
Yeah.
And Ohio Players, man. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, man. See, Ohio Players, man, and Cameo. When I was young in Florida, man, Cameo and Ohio Players was pretty much the same group to me, because they both had that ow.
Yes, yes, 100, yes,
yes,
yeah.
And you had Cameo coming out of New York and Ohio Players coming out of Ohio. It was Ohio Players, and Cameo them used to be New York City Players. So they were like same group almost, man. They all, it was that sound was incredible. Right now today, man, you put a Cameo record on, an old school Cameo record, and Ohio Players record, man, you say, man, that was the time. That was the time, man.
Wow. I'm gonna go.
Them boys.
I'm gonna go pick up some Cameo records. I think I don't have any vinyls of Cameo. I think I'm gonna go do that.
I think that's a good move.
I'll tell you what you do. Get. If I can give you one
Yes.
record from Cameo, it's the Nights of the Sound Table.
All right, I will go do my
Nights
research.
Of the Sound Table.
I'm gonna do
Ooh, man, I'm telling you.
That sounds like
you're gonna
such
shake
a
your
great
head, son.
name.
that. Yeah.
You're gonna be calling me saying that. Thanks for that, yo, Joe. That was cool right there, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, man.
Alan, before we let you go, I just thought of a question now because that's what I do. I think all the time, and I don't. My brain doesn't shut off.
You're so smart.
When did you when did you discover your voice? Because you have a very, very subtle, smooth voice, and I'm curious to know when you were like, were you trying to mimic, let's say, like another singer, or like how did that happen?
Nah, man. I'm just trying to discover this voice. This voice is. I don't know. I'm still trying to do something with it and learn whatever I can do with it.
Mm-hmm.
I always kind of like pride myself as being a vocalist, because I'm not a classic singer,
Right.
Yeah. And that's why I'm in a funk band, So, the voice, I used to write songs, man, when I first came to Montreal, and I wanted to not be a horn player and just write songs, and I couldn't find people to sing the songs like I would hear it in my head. I just started doing the demos myself, and people hearing them, and then people liking them, say, hey, man, can you do that song? And it's like, I can't sing this song. I wrote this song with somebody else, whatever. And it just grew like that. But this falsetto and the smoothness of the voice, if that's what you're asking, it came from just trying to be quiet, trying to write songs with my girlfriend sleeping in the next room. So I was trying to be cool and, not disturb anybody,
And in the end, you were just kind of grabbing the mic out of people's hands and you're like, no, like this. And just show it.
Well, sometimes I lose myself, man, and go crazy, screaming and stuff, man. I just screaming a lot. But I enjoy vocals, man. I mean, I know I'm not a singer, like I say, classic singer, but I enjoy, like I see, like you mentioned earlier about Prince, man. That's the Prince, man, and Sly. They got these character voices, man, and that's what I kind of like. that gets me, man. And Bootsy Collins,
Yeah.
they got these voices, man. It's like Jimi Hendrix, It's like, hey, man, you don't find voices like that every day,
No.
and it's so distinct, So I think that's something that just came to be subconsciously. Just trying to be a vocalist. One song could sound, you gotta get another character, and then the next song could be another character, you know. So like in drinking or Cinder
Yeah.
or issues or it's these are totally different characters and all these things. And I try to bring those things forth, just to help tell the story a little better.
That's amazing. Listen, we've taken up enough of your time.
Man, I'm enjoying it, man.
I can ask you so many questions. Actually, you know what?
What else can I do? Like the pandemic, you can't go in there, can't do anything. I mean,
well,
honestly,
look,
Johnny, man, I've been in the house, man. I've been in the house, man, doing interviews after interviews after interviews
Yeah.
after interviews after interviews after interviews every day except Saturday and Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
This is 3 today,
Oh,
so it's like I sit around and talk about things, man, that I wanted to talk about a long time ago. I had nobody to listen.
Yeah.
So now everybody want to listen now, and I can, they can hear me now.
Whenever you want to talk.
yeah. Just send us a DM.
You just message us and we'll have you on. We whatever you want.
Oh man, that'd be cool. We can come in and talk about a lot of things, man.
Oh, dude,
We would love that.
Man.
we'd love that. I and you can say it, Alan, that we're the best interview you've had all day.
Hey man, this is no joke, man. This is the best interview I had since I've done about 20 of them in the last 2 months, man. And this is the best one. So
yes, sir.
Man, it's cool.
Um,
'Cause y'all hitting the points.
Thank you for that. We really appreciate it. Where besides Montreal, obviously, because it's a hometown and everything. Where are you when all this shit's over, this thing? Where are you excited to play next?
Oh man, Africa.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's badass, man.
Yeah, that was on our schedule for this year, man. We went to Morocco. We were in Morocco on that same tour I said before. We ended up in Mexico,
Mhm.
and we were in Morocco, man, and that was incredible to me. And so we had the tour coming up with the pandemic council and everything for everybody.
yeah.
We had Senegal, we had Ivory Coast, we had Morocco again,
Wow.
and extended Morocco tour, and South America. But I'm looking so forward to going to Senegal, Ivory Coast, and those places like that. Man. I just cannot wait to get to Africa again.
I just
Years-
got an image of
years
that.
ago. To go now, man, what I'm aware now, who I am and where I'm going and what we're doing now, that would be the place I really want to go see.
That's awesome.
And you would come back from Africa with so many musical influences,
yeah.
also for another album or something like that. Like it would be something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's it. Like the rhythm, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, rhythm and the way they talk, man. The way people just. It's crazy.
It feels like it was so long ago.
Yeah.
The fact that you could see bands live now. You're saying this. He's talking about going and play at all these cool places. I'm like, could you imagine the Brooks playing on where the pyramids are?
Yeah.
And you just listen to that music and you're like, what the hell is going on right now?
My man.
Yeah.
You just stepped all into my heart just then. Tell me the truth.
Dude.
Oh my goodness.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
if before this thing hit, I would see at least 100 shows a year, and I mean, I hope that the first show that we see when this is safe is the Brooks, man.
Yeah.
I hope so too, man. I really hope so too. I hope so too.
That would be so great.
Well, you could be sure we'll be there. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll be
We'll
there.
definitely be there.
Yeah, and then we'll do this.
Vodka?
Oh, cheers.
No.
We'll be the three guys in the back crying.
Yeah, we'll be crying. and then we can do this backstage. We can talk backstage.
do
and
that.
everything.
Yeah,
So,
man. Oh yeah, where we are, man. Let me know, man. We hook it up, man.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
we love you for
Let me
it,
ask you a
man.
question though.
Yeah, sure.
Let me ask you a question. Where's the name of this podcast come from?
Where does the name for the podcast come? So I run an Instagram page called the Snob Media, and we do movie reviews and we're also comics and comedians, but first and foremost, we love entertainment. So, and we've been told that we have a higher class for certain things. So we've been called snobs.
Oh, snobby, huh?
Yeah. But then we do interviews with people like you, and they're like, "Oh, but you're so nice," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a nice guy, but I can have an asshole opinion."
We're nice snobs.
I know you can. I know you can. Yeah, there's no doubt.
So I mean, you could tell all your other musical
that's cool.
friends. You could tell all your musical friends that we're nice people. Don't tell them not to be scared. But thank you for that
That's
question.
cool.
Anything else you want to ask us? I'm curious now.
Yeah.
No, I just want to know.
So what's your background? Each one of you.
We're Italian.
Yeah. We're all Italian.
All three Italian.
All three Italian.
Oh man.
Like, where's the
when it's
capo
over, then, when all this over, then you guys gotta have me for dinner, man. Somebody
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm a chef. I'll
He's a
cook you
chef.
whatever you want.
He's a chef.
Yeah,
You're a chef.
I'm a chef.
he's a
And
very
you work in-
good chef.
And you work in the operating room.
I do all kinds of stuff. I got a catering company. Whatever you want, I got you.
He'll cater your gigs backstage, man.
You won't go on stage.
This is on recording now.
Yes.
Forget about that.
Yes. 100%. Yeah.
So, yeah, man. I got a good relationship with food, man. But I
Oh.
don't eat meat.
Okay.
There's no problem.
Occasionally we throw some fish in there sometimes.
Do you like pasta?
But pasta, man, tomato sauce. Oh God.
Beautiful.
Oh, he's got you covered.
He's got you.
I got
He's
you
got you
covered.
covered, Alan.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I mean, this has been so much fun. So the new album, Any Day Now, has been released a few weeks ago. It's incredible. You should go check it out. It's available everywhere. But seriously, go support local record shops and go pick up a vinyl of it. It's so much fun to have
Yeah.
on vinyl.
Yeah,
Um,
and it's yellow.
And it's yellow. So, I mean, so much fun. Alan Prater of the Brooks. I think this is probably like our best interview ever.
Yeah,
right?
hands down.
Oh yeah,
Hands down.
Dude,
Mine.
I'm grateful to you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I'm
absolutely.
grateful
Thank
too,
you,
man.
Alan.
Very grateful, man. Very thankful for people like you guys, man, to keep this word and keep the music living, man. This is a great thing.
Amazing, Alan. Again, thank you so much. And the Brooks, they'll be on tour hopefully very soon, and we can go check them out, and we can all enjoy live music again. Alan, again, thank you so much.
All right, brother.
wow.
What?
Alan Prater, man.
What an interview.
What an interview. What a guy.
Can't believe we had him as a guest. That was amazing.
Tom, you've been crying this entire time.
My eyes keep tearing up. I don't know what it is. I feel maybe it's a mixture of like emotions and like dryness.
I think it's just the funk just in
Yeah,
your face.
it made,
Just
it made me
slapped
a
you
little
in the
right in the eardrums.
made me a little eye wet.
Yeah.
Mm.
But what a cool fucking dude. I
know.
mean,
Really lubricated my cheeks.
Steve's in shock, I think.
Yeah.
I've never seen Steve so quiet.
He
was
starts
so cool.
talking about Michael Jackson, and Steve's reaction immediately changed. What year were you chilling with Michael? 1981.
Oh,
80 to 84.
dude,
Like
this
Off the Wall came out the year before. They're
Yeah.
touring like hard on that. They're
Yeah.
recording Billy fucking
Yeah.
Jean.
Yeah.
like a piece of musical history has just been here on Snobcast, and
Oh,
I am so grateful.
Yeah,
guy. I feel so
eternally
grateful.
grateful. Yeah, that was incredible.
And we weren't just saying it because he was on the podcast. They're actually incredible live. You took me to that one live show, and
Oh,
I've been
I'm
going to
glad.
their shows ever since.
I'm
Yeah.
glad they're really incredible, and I'm very excited to see them. But in the meantime, you guys can check out, like I said, Any Day Now is the new album. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It's funky as shit. It's on Spotify and everywhere. But again, go pick up your copy somewhere at a local record
That's
shop.
the name of the album, though. Any Day Now.
Any Day Now.
Because it sounded like, oh, you could pick up the
album
record
Any Day Now.
yeah, Any Day Now is the name of the album.
Yeah, and also while you're if you're on Spotify, I mean, check out the rest of their discography because it's pretty funky.
Yeah, I would say so. Yes, it is very much so. Yes.
You guys have any closing remarks? Because we got a special surprise for you listeners today.
Oh yeah. We
Are you good?
I'm good.
You
I don't
good?
know.
You
I feel
know,
like
Tom's just
I'm drained from that interview. It was just so incredible. That was such an incredible interview.
Steve.
I want to skip my remarks and go right to the surprise.
So, loyal listeners, funk lovers, we've got full, what would you say?
Approval?
Approval. Full approval to play a full Brooks song right now on Snobcast, and I couldn't be more excited. Are you guys ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Does this mean we don't get an ethnic song of the day?
No, we don't get it this week. But Steve can forfeit, I think.
Yeah. No, I fully surrender my time.
That makes you a loser.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Snobcast, and this is the Brooks' new single, Turn Up the Sound. Do it right now.